What an incredible sight she was. In the entire world, there was nothing like the unsinkable Titanic. So unique was her status in the world that men compared her to Stonehenge, yet another milestone in the edifice of human engineering. The British, upon looking at their little boat, had a lot to be proud of. In Ireland's eyes, she was Irish. Irish brain fused her, Irish heart made her, and Irish blood had been spilled for her. Like a proud swan, she left her nest as the cries of the ordinary men who built her cheered her as she went on her way. Never again would she be a thing belonging to the little people. She was now the play toy to the wealthy and powerful. With the bridge standing over 100 feet out of the water, she could put her stance against any American skyscraper. Any ship she came into contact with, she instantly dwarfed. She was 882 feet, 9 inches long, 94 feet wide, and had a cost over 1,500,000 British pounds, or approximately 7,500,000 American dollars. Although the Titanic and her sister ship, the Olympic, were identical in dimensions, more staterooms and suites were added to the Titanic, making her the heavier of the two. The Titanic had become the largest ship in the world. After all the planning, it was time to put her to test. Over 100,000 people came out to see her launch. Sea trials had been delayed 24 hours due to high winds. Calm seas now awaited her. All was perfect. Tugs pulling the Titanic through Victoria Channel strained with all their horsepower as they managed to bring their lovely passenger out into the Belfast Lock. The massive ocean liner was not under power. She was too big for the channel. Deep inside her hull, stokers, the men who shoveled chunks of coal into her boilers, sweated lakes of salt water, doing what they could so that the captain on the bridge could give the word and start the engines. Innocent passers-by on the shore couldn't help but join in the celebration, admiring the huge black billows of smoke coming from the first 3 of the ship's 4 large gold and black funnels. All people, as if aware of something special, held their breath as the Titanic crept out to sea. A brass band shipped in from London by the White Star Line, the owners of the Titanic, played, fighting with the cheers. Rule Britannia. Britannia rules the waves. With a blast of foam, the Titanic started to turn her 3 large screws. 7:30 a.m. E-deck, near first-class staterooms. Andrews studied his blueprints, minding his own business. Nobody really paid that much attention to the rather tall gentleman as he silently walked through the long hall. Andrews felt a little guilty about the Titanic's fitting out, thinking it best to travel on board. The construction, launch, and maiden voyage of the Titanic's sister ship had taken its toll on his health. Exhausted, Andrews placed most of the burdens of construction on those below him, and of course Bruce Ismay of the White Star Line. Ultimately, it was Ismay, according to the original contract with the White Star Line, who had the last word on design, equipment, and decoration. Andrews had only wanted to come on board to iron out the rough spots. He decided to stay only after hearing that his boss, who wanted to travel with the ship on its maiden voyage, had become too ill to attend. Andrews spotted something curious out of the corner of his eye. Something that was dreadfully wrong. "What the bloody hell is this?" he exclaimed, livid. Andrews unrolled the bolt of blueprints he had in his hands. There were not enough lights in the hallway, he discovered. This was strange, since he designed every aspect of the ship. He had been silently counting the fixtures and was pretty confident about the fact that he hadn't overlooked any of the outlets. "This is peculiar," he said out loud, never taking his eyes off his blueprints. A chambermaid, giving Andrews a curious stare, rushed past him to giggle with a fellow worker as they continued their chores to ready the ship. Andrews gave them a polite nod as they disappeared around a corner. 12:45 p.m. Bridge. "Captain on the bridge." Captain Bartlett entered the bridge of the Titanic with an air of awe that he rarely experienced during his long career in seamanship. It had taken several hours getting used to the immense size and complexity of this new vessel. Quite sooner than he wished, he would be stepping down from this command, giving it to another. In later years, he could honestly say that he was the first captain on her.